Hello Lost in Space fans. I want to make a little video today about the Lost in Space Blu-ray set, because as I'm recording this, it's been out for a year and a half. And I'm finding there's a surprising amount of misinformation about it on the internet. Facebook in particular. A lot of people I'm seeing don't understand some important things about this set, and they're on the fence about buying it because of some of these misunderstandings. First thing I want you to know is that this set is region free. Okay, and I'm sorry that a lot of you cannot buy it in your home countries. That is regrettable, but it will play there. You can order it from Amazon.ca in Canada or Amazon.com in the US or anybody else who sells it, and it's the same set. There are not different sets for Canada and the US. It's the same set. So buy it from wherever you get the best deal, and it will play where you live. We've got reports from Australia and the UK and everywhere else. It will play. It is region free, tested. Do not worry about that. So order it. Another thing is that I see people are concerned about defects because they read in the reviews about defects. And it's understandable. You know, if people have trouble with something, they're going to put it, on an Amazon review. They want people to know about it. If you actually do the math, which I have done, and you add up the reviews, people mention defects, it's about 10% of the reviews will mention defects. And it's not really that high. People will mention it, but the defect rate isn't really that high, because people who have defects, of course, will be the first to report such. People who have no problems don't write a lot of reviews, and I understand that. Again, a lot of those reviews probably don't have a lot to do with the disc. I think a lot of them are player related. If you buy 3 sets and you're still having a problem, it's probably an issue with your player. I didn't have any problems. Most of the fans I know have not had any problems. And you also have to remember, this is an 18-disc set. If you have 18 discs of anything, somebody's going to find a problem, whether it's in the discs themselves or their player. Okay, 18 discs, it's a lot of discs. Somebody's going to find something wrong, usually. But again, most of us, overwhelming majority, no problems at all. I had no problems. I don't personally know anybody who did have problems. I do see I see the reviews. I'm sorry if people actually do have problems, but it's a very, very small number. That should not deter you. Again, it's an 18-disc set. There are going to be people who are going to find problems if they've got 18 discs of anything. So, not really a big concern. Don't obsess about that. Another big complaint, the packaging. And most of those complaints about the packaging are absolutely true. I've got the original packaging here. And quite frankly, it's a pain. Especially if you're storing the discs on a daily basis, this is a pain. It does have its advantages, which I will mention though. But you got these fold-out things. They put the discs in here, and they fit in those sleeves. And I don't like sliding discs in and out of sleeves. Don't like the packaging. Most people don't. So the reviews about the bad packaging are true. But it does actually have an advantage, and especially for people who have to order it from overseas. This is really excellent shipping material, because if you had these in individual plastic containers on hubs, and these got to travel across an ocean or across the continent, they're probably going to start falling off. That happens, it happens. In cardboard sleeves, these discs have nowhere to go. They've got nowhere to fall. You drop this from 3 feet, it's going to be fine. Those, the discs don't have any way to rattle around and rub against each other. So this actually makes excellent shipping material. So from that point of view, if you're in England and you've got to order this from the United States or Canada, you might actually be thankful that they come in these cases. But again, they're not convenient for putting the discs in and out. And there's a lot of ways to handle it. I put the discs in a little Lost in Space lunchbox, reproduction lunchbox. And what I did is I just put them in these little jewel cases. And you can buy proper Blu-ray cases, eh? You can go to a stationery store and you can buy a stack of these jewel cases for like next to nothing. You can buy a stack of these for a couple of bucks, right? I put them in there, these little cases. Just put them in this Lost in Space lunchbox, I kind of marked all the seasons in there. So again, the original packaging actually makes great shipping material. Not good for daily use, but again, it's not worth obsessing about. If you like this series, don't obsess about the packaging. Another thing is the value. People say, oh, it's too expensive, and I can't afford that. I don't want to tell people what their budgets are. You know what your budget is. I really don't get the idea that this is too expensive. 18 disc set, 18 discs. They are 50 gigabyte Blu-rays, dual layered 50 gigabyte Blu-rays. For comparison, an old single layer DVD is 5 gigabytes. Okay? You need like 180 single layer DVDs to match what is in this set. You need 100, I think 100 dual layer DVDs to match what's in this set. This set is like 900 gigabytes of information. It's a huge amount with extras and everything. So, you know, people think, again, if you're not a Blu-ray geek, and I know most of you aren't, people think Blu-rays and DVDs, that's the same thing, different picture. Well, it's not. Blu-ray's got significantly more information on it. Like I say, 50 gigabytes on a Blu-ray. It's a huge amount of information you're getting, which is used for picture and sound quality and extra material. You're getting an awful lot there. If you had to buy 180 DVDs, believe me, you would appreciate the price of this. So again, I don't want to tell you what your budget is, but you got to give that some thought. This is actually an excellent value. Finally, image quality. And that's what it gets down to, image and sound quality. And the sound on this is lossless. Perfect. Oh, and there's a lot of extras too. I should mention that. But let's get the image quality. Fantastic. And I will tell you something. I have got almost 1,000 Blu-rays. Okay, I've been buying Blu-rays almost since they came out. I've got a 60-inch television set with a big fancy sound system. The image quality on this is superb. Maybe if you're watching it on a smaller television set, you don't appreciate this. If you've got a large TV set, you will appreciate this. I have the DVDs. I'm a huge Lost in Space fan. I hope you can see some of the stuff behind me. This is a tiny fraction of my big collection. I'm a big Lost in Space fan. I got the DVDs when they came out. The DVDs, frankly, awful. It's that simple. I collect a lot of almost all old television. I collected it on DVD. Mr. Ed, My Favorite Martian, everything. I collected it on DVD. The worst DVDs I ever saw were the Lost in Space DVDs. They're bad. They're just bad, and they never fixed them. And I was hugely disappointed. It broke my heart. It really did. The quality on these is fantastic. And again, maybe some of you who have small TV sets aren't seeing it. But if you've got a bigger TV set, these are amazing. You know, the upgrade it's the largest upgrade I've ever seen. Again, a lot of old television shows that I bought on DVD, I rebought again when they came out on Blu-ray. You know, Twilight Zone and Lost in Space, you know, Battlestar Galactica. The biggest jump in quality, by far, is those awful Lost in Space DVDs to these amazing Lost in Space Blu-rays. Just an enormous jump in quality. These things are beautiful. And again, packed with extras, excellent lossless sound. So I want you to keep all of these things in mind. They're region-free. Defects are very minimal. You know, really, really very minimal. Most people don't have any problem with it. Packaging. The packaging is great for mail order. You know, if you've got to mail for these things from overseas, you'll actually like that packaging. When you get the packaging, take it out and put it in something that's more practical. Okay? Value. I think it's a great buy. Again, you want to buy that on DVD, you'd have to buy 100 dual layer DVDs. 18 gigabytes for this price, even at the full retail price, it's a great buy. And the quality is spectacular. There is really if you're a fan, there's not an excuse to avoid buying this. I hope that helps a little bit. I hope it helps you make a decision. I hope it helps the producers sell a few more copies. So thanks for listening, and I hope this has been